Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, click on the notifications bell, and comment and let us know what your thoughts are. Today I've got an amazing lady that I'm interviewing on the Winner's Circle, on the It's More Than Just Money movement channel. And that particular lady's name is Hetty the Entrepreneur. She is an author, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, a former banker, as well as South Africa's #1 monetization coach. Now, I'm looking forward to the conversation that I'm going to have with her because she drops a lot of gems in this episode, and it gets so emotional as well, and it gets you thinking about what you can do to actually build up your life, especially using your gifts that God has given you. Now, don't go anywhere. Tune in.
Your personal brand could be in the form of coaching. It could be in the form of events. It could be in the form of mentorship. It could be in the form of public speaking. In all of those scenarios, you are providing a solution to a problem, and therefore people pay money for that. So the first step is to say, yes, I want to monetize. I want to leverage the online space. There's so many different ways to do it. Then it is to say, how do we do that? For you in particular, because remember, Witness's gifts and talents are his. Hetty's gifts and talents are hers. The next person's gifts and talents are theirs. That's why I believe so much in abundance, because we can have the same knowledge of something and both of us monetize comfortably in the space. Because your people will be drawn to you, your tribe and your community, and Hetty's tribe and community will be drawn to them. But you must be strategic. Which platforms are you going to go onto? What is your messaging going to be to those platforms? And what are your different revenue streams going to be? Because you treat it exactly like a business.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm hearing the wealth of knowledge that's coming out of your mouth, right? And I'm asking myself, is this something someone goes to study at school and say, I'm studying monetization? Or is it something that you read in books or figured out yourself? How did you, let's talk about your journey.
Yes.
Right? In terms of your educational background, the businesses that you've been in.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't know that you're actually really an entrepreneur.
Yes.
They just think it's just a title,
it's a title
that you
yes.
have. But I know the businesses that you've started.
Yes.
Right? Can you take us through your journey leading up to what you've just described in the form of monetization? Because I feel like the reason you are able to say, yes, I can monetize or I can't is because you understand what an opportunity is.
Yes.
Right? You understand why you are on social media. But it started somewhere.
Yes.
It couldn't have started now.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm actually glad you say that because context is important. So I followed the traditional path that most people followed, right? So if we just go right down to the basics, we are born and we are told to go to school. Which is exactly what I did. And we're told to go to university, technicon, college, wherever it may be. You come out with a degree, a diploma, you are certificated.
Sure.
Then once you're certificated, you then go out into the world and you look for a job. And what are we doing? We are exchanging one job, one salary, right? So I got a job at an investment bank, brilliant. It was amazing.
Whose name we won't mention.
Whose name we won't mention because remember, we monetize, so they must pay us for that. And it was brilliant. I love the job. I love the company. So there was no issues there. But
so you were in investment banking?
I was in investment banking. And in fact, when I left investment banking, I was as senior as I could get. Why was I so tired then, Witness? I was absolutely exhausted. I would wake up in the morning, hit the N1 highway from Pretoria to Sandton, arrive at work at 7 o'clock, finish in the evenings around 7, 8 p.m., drive back to Pretoria. I get home and I am exhausted. My sense of humor has long left the building.
Why did you stay so far from work?
Well, it's not even even just the staying so far from work, even if I stayed 5 minutes away. As human beings, are we really meant to spend 80% of our lives in the office? Are we really meant to? So I was earning well. I was in my early 20s, very little responsibilities. I was taking home 40,000 Rand a month.
And it sounds like you were a hard worker too.
I
7
was a
a.m.
hard
to 8
worker,
p.m.
but I wasn't enjoying my money. But everyone around me was saying, well done, you're doing so well. This is really, really great. This is the dream.
Yeah.
This is the dream that our parents have taught us. It's the dream that Abo Gogo and Abomkulu have taught us. We are the pride of our communities. But I am sitting there absolutely exhausted. Weekends, I'm trying to catch up. And of course, I don't have boundaries. So I'm also doing work on weekends as well. And then the thought occurred to me, because sometimes during the day, I'd quickly cross the street to go and buy lunch. And when I quickly crossed the street, I would see these older women, well-dressed. They're having lunch, they're having champagne, everything looks amazing. They do not look stressed about money, Witty. They look like the type of people who earn money in their sleep. And it looks like old money. It doesn't look like new money. And I wanted to now understand, but what do they do? Because this path I'm on is a 40-year plan. And I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know how much longer I can do this. What are they doing? So what I started to do, and you asked the question, what did I study? I started to embark on a path of self-education. There is something about self-education that will give you an unfair advantage. For example, people that are listening right now to the Winner's Circle, this is self-education. They are going to learn knowledge and information from you that their boss will never tell them. People who read your book or my book, that is self-education.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to say, Hetty is a newly self-published author.
Yes, absolutely.
Best-selling author, and is doing amazing work across the country as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the books we read, the people we associate with, the events that we go to, the environments we intentionally place ourselves in is part of self-education. And what I began to learn is that in order to get a passive income, and in order to earn money in your sleep, you have to be able to do something different. And that is building structures that are able to operate even when you are not there. And I realized, okay, this salary is great, this company is great, this environment is great, but it's an active income. So if I don't show up, I don't earn my salary. Those ladies who were having lunch in the middle of the afternoon, not in a rush, have learned about a passive income. Money that comes in even when you are not physically present. So at the time, we then decided with my husband and I, let's start a business. We didn't even know what business, but we understood entrepreneurship is the way to go. So this was in 2010. That's the year Philip was here.
Oh, yeah, Philip is here.
Exactly, the year of the World Cup. And
if you're young, we don't actually mean Philip. We mean Philip.
Exactly. If you're young, if you know, you know, right? And so we started our business. We started in the spare bedroom of our home. So that's lesson number one. You start with what you have.
Sure.
You know, I hear so many young people talking about, Hetty, I want to start a business, but I don't have funding. You start with what you have. So we started in the spare bedroom of our home. We were selling African print clothing. And we put the clothing on the internet. When a person orders, we package it, we send it out. But the way it looked, we look like an international business. Because you start small, Witty, but you think big. The fact that you started small does not mean that you remain small, or if you even look like you've started small. You think big. So our Facebook page, our website, I learned how to do a website on my own. We couldn't afford a web designer. Went on to Shopify and created our own website. So these are all of the different things that we did. And then we started to understand that if we are going to use social media to make money, we must take it seriously. We must take it seriously. All right. So we signed up for a course, a Facebook for Business course. It was 20,000 Rand at the time. Honestly, money.
What year was this?
This was around, I would say 2014, somewhere around there.
You were serious.
So then at the time we had about 10,000 followers on Facebook. It was an international course. So the truth is that 90% of what was in the course did not really apply to us. But that 10%, within 6 months, we're able to grow from 10,000 followers to 100,000 followers. Now we realized that your followers is capital. It's capital. It's like a bank. You can mine it if you are able to provide them with what they need.
Yeah, someone said you can't have 100,000 followers and not have 100,000 rands in your account.
Exactly. In fact, anybody that's watching this right now, do this exercise. Go and look, whatever number of followers you have, whether it's 200 or 200,000. If each of those people just gave you 100 Rand, how much would you have?
Yeah.
You'll be shocked.
So if you have 200 followers, you must at least have 200 rands in your account.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
So then we began to use analytics to understand where are our followers so that we can go to them. Remember, we don't have any physical store.
You're still working from home at the time.
Still working from home in the spare bedroom of our house. And we understand your customers are not going to fall onto your windscreen. You go to them. So we used those analytics and we started doing pop-ups. We went everywhere in South Africa. Polokwane, Durban, Secunda, Rustenburg, you name it. I have seen South Africa. I have seen South Africa by carrying products in the boot of our car. When they say that I'm a people's person and I call myself Hetty the entrepreneur, it is because I have done this thing. So we started growing and selling the products. Then there were places where we needed to go back every single month because of the demand. Then there were other places where we needed to go back twice a month, the 15th and the 30th. It grew to the point where it was no longer enough for just my partner and I, Papa, to do it on our own. We needed a pop-up team. Then we even got a car, an H1, to be able to accommodate all of those clothes. I remember this one particular day, I think we had like 7 or 8 boxes full of clothing. And we went to Polokwane. When we came back, we were left with half a box. We had 4 speed points. And after the pop-up, we're like, let's go sit and have a meal and so forth. Let's cash it up because you need to cash up your speed point. We sat down, we had our meal, we came back, and they were still cashing up.
Sure.
That is how much money we made.
How did you market the business at the time? I mean, I see the social media.
Thank you so much.
And I see the following growing. But then you decided that's not enough.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the ground.
Yes.
What motivated that? And how did you ensure that people know that you are there on the ground?
So number one, we used as much analytics as possible, understanding where the people are, how old the people are, what they are interested in, so that you reduce the probability of going there with products that they are not interested in. So every single thing that we did was intentional, so that we ensure that when we go to these places, we are going with a product that they need. Also, we spoke in a language that they resonate with and that they understand, so that we build those relationships. So for most people, when they post on social media, there isn't an intentionality behind the post. For us, there was an absolute intentionality. And one of the things I began to realize, because they always say, if you want to understand your purpose in life and what you are meant to do, and most importantly, how you can monetize that thing, follow the breadcrumbs. because life is always speaking
Follow
to
the
us.
breadcrumbs.
Follow the breadcrumbs. So number one, in our business P&H boutique, we're making all of this money. Then I notice whenever people ask me for advice in their business, whenever I would give them the advice, it would work. They'd come back, Hetty, I got the client. Hetty, I got the deal. Hetty, I've increased my sales.
Okay, so these people came, they saw what you were doing with P&H
Yes.
Boutique.
Yes.
Your business was growing. You were
That's
making
it.
money. And you became more or less the go-to person
That's it.
if I want to grow my business.
Yes.
Right, correct.
So even those people coming to ask for advice, that's breadcrumbs.
Mhm.
You understand? It is the world showing you the talent that you have. If you pay attention, you can monetize it.
You can monetize the talent.
You can monetize that talent, that gift that you have.
Mhm.
So I remember when COVID hit, all the stores were closed and so forth. We weren't an essential service.
All the stores, as in your stores. How many stores did you have
So
at
we
the time?
started from started from our bedroom,
Mhm.
and then we ended up with not one,
Yeah.
not two,
Yeah.
not three,
Keep going.
not four,
Yeah.
not five,
Keep going again.
not six,
Yes.
but 7 retail stores.
7 is a perfect number according to the Bible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Across the provinces as well as a factory.
Mhm. As a factory as well.
Yes.
Where was the factory? In Maboneng?
In Johannesburg, in town.
Wow.
So
This is where you were making all the
this is where we were
clothes.
making all of the clothes.
Sure, sure.
That is why I do not want to hear anybody say to me, I just do hair. I just do makeup. You don't just do anything.
Mm.
If you take your gifts seriously, they will make money for you. African print clothing is nothing unique. We didn't invent something new. You've seen Sishwesha all of your life. We did not invent it. How then were we able to build a life not only for ourselves, but our staff through something that everybody knows?
That they grew up with.
That they grew up with.
Yeah.
So you don't just say, I just do this. No, you take your craft seriously. Because if you take it seriously, you will have an unfair advantage over somebody else who is not taking it seriously.
So, Hetty, tell me, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, wow, you took something, as you're saying.
Yes.
You took it seriously and worked on it.
Absolutely.
There's one thing to start something.
Yes.
And it's another to grow it.
Yes.
What sort of mindset changes were you going through at the time before leading up to 2020 COVID, right? So you started off in the bedroom, must have had a certain mindset.
Yes.
You grew, store number 1.
Yes.
You're making the money.
Yes.
Before even then, the pop-up stores across the country.
Yes.
Then you've got 7 solid stores running.
Yes.
You've got a business.
Yes.
You've got a factory.
Yes.
Things are popping up. I'm sure maybe you are even buying yourself some nice stuff now because your business is running.
Yes.
What sort of mindset at each level did you have? Do you mind going into that?
I don't mind going into that at all. So here is the thing. And this is the question that I am pushing as much as possible these days, that I need people to understand. A lot of people will come and say, Hetty, what do I need to do to monetize? And often at times, we're not asking the correct question. The question that we should be asking ourselves is, who do I need to become to occupy the space that I want for myself?
Say that again.
Who do I need to become?
Not what do I need to do.
Not what do I need to do.
Okay, go deeper, Mama.
Because we can give you a blueprint. We can give you a blueprint. Do A to Z. And not everybody will do it.
Why though?
And that is the reason why 90% of the world's income is sitting with 1% of the population. Because even when given access to the same information, we are not all going to execute. So who you need to become is rooted in personal growth and development. So let's use an example. Let's think of anybody that we admire, that we look up to, this is a pinnacle of success. Let's think Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
All
Amazing
right?
woman. Yeah.
Amazing, incredible woman. The young, bright-eyed girl, bushy-tailed, at 17 years old, that entered into her local radio station is very different to the philanthropist that we know today.
Absolutely.
And the bridge between that 17-year-old and the formidable force that we know today, the bridge between that is personal growth and development.
Mm-hmm.
It is who you become along the way that allows you to occupy the space you want to occupy. So when you say you want to lead teams of 300 people, who do you need to become a successful leader that is able to impart vision into your team in order to reach the goals that you want to reach?
But who was Hetty when Hetty started in that small apartment doing online and then built a business with 7 stores in a factory, employing hundreds of people? What sort of mindset? You were Hetty then, obviously.
Yes.
You were Hetty throughout the process.
Yes.
You were Hetty when you had the 7 stores.
Yes.
You are still Hetty now.
Yes.
But I feel like there was a different mindset at each level. The mindset to start must have been different from the mindset to scale and grow.
The one thing that remains constant is the desire and the hunger for knowledge, witness. The desire and the hunger for knowledge. When I would attend business seminars, my friends were not there. When we would pay for courses to learn and gain information and knowledge, our friends were comfortable in corporate. Remember, the enemy of a great life is a good life. A good life is comfortable. Une medical aid, you're driving a nice car, kumnandi, you're living in the suburbs, your kids are going to good schools. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you are chasing greatness, you need to go a notch above. You need to understand that you don't have all of the knowledge. You need to be able to humble yourself to learn. You need to be able to find mentors who will guide you along the way. We have had some of the best mentors in our journey, not because we are incredible people, but because we raised our hand and said, here, recognize us. That hunger for knowledge, the thirst for knowledge, is what allows you and gives you that unfair advantage to move forward. And then having a zoomed in focus. Often at times, a person will look at a mountain and say, oh, I want to be there. I want to have the best podcast. I want to have the best-selling book. I want to have the best product that is in the market. You're looking at the mountain instead of focusing on what are the small, daily, intentional habits that I need to apply in my life that is going to take me one step forward each day. Only one step forward each day. And if you keep at it, one day you're going to open your eyes and realize that the top of the mountain is just here. But if you're looking at that big thing, you're going to be so overwhelmed. So the difference between that Hetty and this Hetty is the acquisition of knowledge and then the implementation of that knowledge. You guys, you go, you learn something, you put it on the shelf and you allow it to gather dust.
And you've learned this thing.
You've learned this thing. It's not the cleverest people that win. Look at the most intelligent people you went to school with. And look at where they are today. It's not the most intelligent people who win. It is those who implement and are consistent. That is the honest truth. That is the
implementation, consistency.
And consistency. It's a universal law, but we don't want to do it because on day 1, it feels awful.
Yeah.
And by day 5, you don't see progress.
Tell me something quickly, right? So I heard something quite profound that you said,
Mm.
that you take that first step
Yes.
and implement,
Yes.
and then you become consistent, close your eyes and keep working.
That's it.
One day you open your eyes, the top of the mountain is here.
Yes.
What happens, because I know you've been there,
Yes.
where you were at the top of the mountain,
Yes.
right? You've built a great business. Something like COVID comes, man, and you are not an essential business.
Yes.
You literally had to close your stores
Yes.
one by one,
Yes.
and lost a lot of money,
Yes.
and lost stores,
Yes.
and lost the dream,
Yes.
and lost that ability to continue when you wanted
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
And you were at the top of the mountain.
Yes.
How does one come down from the mountain and rebuild from there? Because I feel like it's something that you are able to do so well,
Yes.
that many people are not able to do.
Yes.
You know, so to be able to build and be great is one thing,
Yes.
but to rebuild when you've been great
Yes.
and you have to restart.
Yes.
Now that's a different kind of mindset altogether.
Absolutely.
No matter what you've learned.
You're right. You're right. So here is an interesting thing, and I'm going to borrow a quote from Nelson Mandela, where he says, after climbing a great hill, one only discovers that there are many more hills to climb. And that for me meant when I was sitting in the midst of COVID in my sitting room on my own, you know, those times where you have to just be on your own and listen to yourself.
Yeah.
And I realized that it does not help to climb back down the mountain. As Nelson Mandela says, you discover that there are many more hills to climb. What is the next hill to climb? And that next hill may not look like where you are coming from. One of the things that I did, and this is quiet time, just spending time with God. What next? What next, Lord? Because I'm sitting here. You tell me, because I don't know. And there was something that just moved in my spirit to answer a simple question. And if you're watching this and you're at a crossroads and you don't know what to do, I encourage you honestly to do this exercise because it changed my life. And the question is simple. If time and money were not a factor, what would you be doing with your life? If time and money were not a factor, what would you be doing with your life? And I started to write down just 3 things. It doesn't have to be many, just 3 things. What I wrote down is, number 1, I would want a business that can be COVID proof and that can allow me to make an impact online. Number 2, I would like a business that can allow me to earn in multiple currencies. Number 3, a business that will allow me to be able to travel. Then in that time, and this is God time, so I there's no scientific explanation. I'm telling you what I went through. And in that, I felt the Lord say, use your gifts and talents that I have given to you to achieve those 3 things. And I sat down and I began to follow the breadcrumbs. What is this thing I've been doing naturally that I don't pay attention to? Kanti, it's something that I have. What do people always ask me about? And I realized that it's my knowledge of business and monetization. So what I did is I took my phone, normal phone, ungayiboni phone that I'm using now, a normal, maybe bene crack even. And I switched on my phone. On Instagram, I had probably about 200 followers. I went on IG Live and I started to share my knowledge. And when I switched on that phone, I had 2 people on the live. I felt embarrassed. I wondered, abantu bazothini? I literally wanted the ground to open up and swallow me whole. And I laugh about it because at the end of the live, it asks you, do you want to save this? And every single cell in my body wanted me to discard the video. But I chose to save it because I felt that one day this is going to be my testimony. And I made a decision every single Wednesday for a year, for a full year, I'm going to go live and share my knowledge. So whether we've traveled, whether we are visiting somewhere, I will ask for a few minutes, go in a corner, and I will do my live and share my knowledge. And fast forward, what ended up happening is I got mentees, I got clients, and the business grew until my husband and I opened up our monetization agency to be able to help other people take their knowledge, gifts, and talents and monetize online. Now we help medical doctors, lawyers, accountants, coaches, consultants to monetize in the online space. So it is a question of really saying, instead of trying to hold on to what is behind you, what is the next hill to climb?
Because a lot of people would have said, COVID destroyed my business. And it becomes their story for the rest of their lives.
And look, it's their reality.
My business was destroyed by COVID.
It is real, but it is to say the knowledge that they learned in that season can then help them in the next season.
Sure.
But sometimes we are holding on to something that is not part of our future.
So the book, Monetize with Hetty.
Yes. Can you believe your sister's an author?
You are an author, a best-selling author.
First of all, thank you for paving the way. Two authors are sitting together, right? Two authors are sitting together. You were an author first.
Yeah.
And
during COVID as well.
During COVID. So I must say, thank you for paving the way, because you have shown us that it is possible. One can wonder, would the thought of being able to write a book be possible if one did not have examples in their life of people who've done it?
People that are within reach.
Within our environment, who look like us, who speak like us, who we can access, who we can touch and feel. So I want to thank you, first of all, for that, before I even go into what the book is about. Because it is important for us to have authors that look like us.
Sure.
And share knowledge about information in environments that we exist in. You can pick up your book, whether you're in Kailicha or Inanda, and they are going to be able to relate to that information. So because I knew that, it was also able to inspire me to say, Hetty, the person that picks up this book must be able to relate to this book. And this book, honestly, it's a 21-day guide. It's short, it is simple. And the reason for that is because you're supposed to pick it up, read each day, and you go and implement. You simply go and implement. It is intentionally simple. But now the trick is this. It is so simple that it's easy to do, but it's so much easier to not do. So the choice to choose yourself then becomes important in the execution of any book that you read, for that matter. So that is what this book is about. It is allowing people to have me in their pocket who may not necessarily be able to work with our agency, etc.
Yep.
And every person that buys this book, they get a voucher in there, and it allows them to book a consultation with us and for us to be able to personalize their journey within the online space.
So I'm going to randomly choose.
Yes.
Some topics.
Yes.
You've got about 4 or 5 minutes now.
Excellent.
I'm going to randomly choose some topics before I
Yes.
give you a chance to close off.
Yes.
Just for you
Yes.
to speak about these things that you're
Yes.
passionate about.
Yes.
Okay, leveraging social media marketing.
Yes.
So when I say the chapter, you tell me what it's about.
Yes.
Leveraging influencer marketing.
All right. So when it comes to influencer marketing, it's a form of marketing that's big now. How do you leverage someone else's following to allow you to either grow your following or sell your products and services? And influencer marketing can be in so many ways. It can even be through association.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that.
Like now we are associating.
That is it.
Yeah.
And also, an influencer is somebody that is influential within their particular space and industry. So if you're looking to penetrate into the accounting field, look for a person that's influential in that industry. You don't go and now look for a beauty influencer. That's not going to help you.
Foundational strategies to monetize?
So the foundational strategies are very important because it's like, when you build a house, the foundation is what makes it solid. So what a lot of people do is, instead of working on the foundation, they start by putting up curtains. On a foundation, you start by putting up curtains. So the foundation is understanding, what are your objectives on social media? Which platforms are you going to use? What is your messaging? How do you optimize your social media pages to be found? Some people are on there, but we can't find them, and they don't even know that the algorithm is working against them.
Attracting the right followers and community.
Now that is critical.
Yeah.
I've got a person will come to me, maybe they've got 200,000 followers. Hetty, the numbers are there, let's monetize. Okay, great. Are they the right people? Can they buy?
Yeah.
Can they buy what it is that you are selling? So having the right audience is important. For me, it's not about the quantity, but the quality. How do we attract the right people so that you can convert?
Avoiding common pitfalls?
Oh, there's so many common pitfalls. Those are the common mistakes that people make along their journey.
Yeah.
For example, not knowing how to market themselves, not knowing how to come across with authenticity, not having a content plan and therefore running out of ideas of what to put out there, not having a monetization strategy.
Yeah.
Now that you are there, how are you going to make money from this thing?
Yeah. So you and I have what we call the inner circle.
Yes.
And we've done inner circle chats
Yes.
and all of that. And this channel
Yes.
is obviously called the winner circle.
Yes.
What does it mean to have winners in your circle?
First and foremost, what it means to have winners in your circle is that you do not need to only leverage yourself. You do not need to only leverage yourself.
Okay.
Having a winner's circle means that in your life, you have appointed a board of directors, just like any other company. So when you have an important decision to make, there's certain people that can be there on your board of directors to help you make an informed decision that is not limited to your limited experience and knowledge. So your winner's circle should be holistic. For example, I've got a spiritual coach, somebody that helps me ensure that I maintain a daily spiritual practice that allows my cup to overflow so that I can give back to my audience. You might have someone that helps with your finances, that helps with your mental health, that helps with business strategy. So being part of a winner's circle is important because it ensures that you are surrounding yourself with the people that are necessary to help you go to the next level. Every single company that you admire has an executive board.
Yeah.
That makes decisions that trickle down. So even as people, we must take ourselves that seriously.
So I asked that question deliberately, right? Because I know we speak a lot.
Yes.
And with some of the things would bounce off ideas.
Yes.
Hetty, what do you think of this?
Yes.
And that's a circle. And that's what
a
people
circle.
don't get.
Yes.
You win because the circle
Yes.
is winning.
Yes.
Any favorite quotes that you have? Give us two.
I'm going to give you one because it is strong enough.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you about an exciting project that I'm working on.
Okay.
My absolute favorite quote of all time, I got from you.
From me?
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know this, and I've been waiting to tell you in person. And you said it fleetingly. But it stuck with me and I have carried it with me and I know I will carry it with me for the rest of my life. You said, Hetty, monetizing is biblical. You said to me in Proverbs 18, it says, your gifts will make room for you.
Wow.
your gifts will make room for you. And not only will it make room for you, it will place you in the company of great men and kings. That's what you told me. And everywhere I go, I carry that with me. I've said it on stages. Your gifts, whatever it may be, that was assigned to you at birth, will make room for you. Not your neighbor, not your best, you. You are enough. And not only will it do that, it will put you into rooms that you would never, ever imagine that you would enter into, simply because you are utilizing your God-given gift.
If I was in church, I'd say hallelujah.
Amen.
You preach it so well. It's like you took it and internalized it.
You
and
know,
ran
the
with
day
it.
you said it hit me like poof. And I was like, that's so true. That's monetization. It is taking what you are good at. And that's the thing. When you serve, the money is a byproduct.
Yeah.
It's a byproduct of service. You just utilize your gifts. And you might think, no, but everybody does it. Everybody talks. But Oprah Winfrey monetized it.
Wow.
Everybody walks. But Naomi Campbell monetized it. Your gifts will make room for you.
Wow. 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 Do you need 2 minutes to talk about your project?
Yes. Just a quick minute.
2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes to talk about the
and
project
this is
you're
your
working
official
on.
invitation to attend.
Yeah.
We are hosting the Entrepreneurs Year-End Function.
Yes.
It's on the 2nd of December.
Okay.
It's a gathering of over 400 entrepreneurs.
Wow.
All in one place. And if you are a person, if you're looking for funding, if you're looking for access to market, if you're looking for mentorship, if you're looking to connect and network, if you want to showcase your products and services, this is the place to come to. If you are not in Johannesburg and you are wondering, should I travel to come? Yes, I am saying you should travel to come. Because what I'm saying is when you come to the Entrepreneurs Year-End Function, you're going to experience a transformation. It's going to be amazing. Speakers, panelists, conversations, masterclasses. It's going to be absolutely incredible. On the 2nd of December, all the details are on my social pages.
Amazing stuff.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hetty, the entrepreneur. And then if you want to connect with her, you'll find her online at Hetty, the entrepreneur. 2nd of December, it's the Entrepreneurs Year-End Function.
Yes.
That's what she's going to be hosting. And you must remember on a monthly basis, we've got the It's More Than Just Money Business and Property Seminar. We're traveling across the country, every single province. We're bringing it to you. We have the upcoming one on the 26th of this month, August, in East London at the Garden Court Hotel. Almost forgot that. And then on the 27th, which is a Sunday, we've got it in Port Elizabeth at the Courtyard Hotel. Now, my sister,
Yes.
it was very nice having you here.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
On your journey.
Yes.
On your business. May it
Yes.
grow. May you touch
Amen.
more people.
Amen. Thank
We make it possible for people to get into the space where we are in.
Yes.
It is always said that the work that we do, sometimes it can be spiritual.
Yes.
And it takes a toll on us.
Yes.
So I pray for. Now, I hope you enjoyed that episode. Please remember to click on the subscribe button, click on the notifications bell, comment, let us know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to share the video with your friends, family, relatives, colleagues. Let them also be inspired by this channel. It's More Than Just Money movement. Ciao, guys.